a story that's drawn outrage all across India. A young female doctor found raped and murdered inside a Kolkata hospital with a police volunteer member standing accused of the crime. Well, after months of protests, medical staff walkouts, and intense calls for justice, the suspect has learned his fate inside the courtroom.
Sanjay Roy has been declared guilty by the court, and he will get the harshest of punishments, and in future, all those people who are associated with this incident will be exposed.
The father of the victim, whose identity remains shielded under Indian law, calling Saturday's conviction the first step towards justice. Back in August of 2024, the body of a female junior doctor was found inside a classroom at the state-run R.G. Kar Medical College and Hospital. It was determined by officials that she had been raped and murdered, and an investigation was swiftly launched, with Roy becoming the sole suspect. The former police volunteer was brought to a local courthouse Saturday morning to hear the judge's ruling and was found guilty based on circumstantial evidence. The victim's family lawyer says they will not be satisfied until he receives a harsh sentence.
Hopefully, capital punishment will be given. We are very much hopeful.
Protesters outside the courts reiterating that call and criticizing the investigative process.
Evidence tampered with. The police investigation has been hushed up. A supplementary charge sheet was also supposed to be filed. Where is that? All these things should be included. If that's not happened, how can we say justice has been delivered? If the Central Forensic Science Laboratory reports showed presence of multiple DNA on the victim, if more than one person was involved, how they are still roaming around.
These claims have been argued by the defense in the case as well, who say there are glaring discrepancies in the investigation and forensic examination reports. Speaking Saturday, Roy once again professed his innocence, saying he had nothing to do with the tragic murder. His lawyers have not yet responded to the verdict. Now, the case sparked outrage all across the country, igniting weeks of protests calling for better safety for Indian women. Some doctors also stayed off work for weeks to demand justice for the victim and better security at public hospitals. The Indian government says as a direct result of the unrest, the country's Supreme Court has set up a national task force which is dedicated to enhancing safety measures in state hospitals and beyond. For City News, I'm Karling Donoghue.